Yo.
Hey, buddy.
Yo. What's up, man? Everybody, this is Real Time with Prince Blue, and man, I got a very times a million special episode going on. I got two famous people down. They gonna try to play it down, but fuck it, they famous. I've had three famous people on the show so far. It's been five, but I'm combining them. I've had Mertitas, I've had um Jamie Lynch and Pat Egan, and I have these two who are the hosts and creators of the Emery and Bradham morning show, or Bradham and Emery morning show on ESPN 920. You can catch them a lot because they talk about it in the morning. What's up, fellas?
What's going on? Yo.
Not much, man. I appreciate y'all joining me, man, because we've been trying to do this for a long time. But y'all be super busy. Y'all don't be having time for a brother. What's up with that?
I mean, some of it is that Wednesdays at 8:00 I'm also recording, so that's big. What do they call it? Conflict of interest here.
You know they call that competition. You competing against me, man? You supposed to be my homie, yo.
Only for about another 4 weeks or so. Then there won't be much competition in your time slot.
I'm competing with myself. I'm competing with my career and teaching my children.
Here we go.
Busy.
Won't you expand on that? Why did you just say that, Marques? What do you do for a living?
Well, I'm teaching my children fifth grade and kindergarten. Actually, the right of me, I had the calendar up here with the sight words. We're not playing games in Bradham Academy.
Ain't nothing worse than a smart black man at the Bradham Academy. Yo, can I go to the Bradham Academy?
Oh, absolutely. We do.
All right, y'all do like y'all do pop-up books and coloring books.
Exactly. Oh, we got it all.
Okay, good. You know I majored in colors in college. It's right there.
Okay.
Bachelor of Colors.
Roy G. Biv.
But man, you guys are definitely in the sports game. Y'all are up and coming. Y'all been doing good things, man. Y'all are the reason why I felt like I can do this. Not because it's easy, but I see where y'all came from when y'all grinded from individual shows and then y'all got together. Each of you have worked in various markets with some big names on radio and podcasting, producing, hosting. So when I reached out to Justin to give a backstory, actually, no, squash that. I'm lying, y'all. For the first time on Real Time Prince Blue, I'm lying.
Liar.
Justin reached out to me after I posted a pic of all my equipment, and I kid you not, he said, "Yo, bro, if you need any help with hooking this stuff up, like I'll help you." Out of nowhere, don't know me from a can of paint, just know me as the bald black dude with a beard. He reached out to me, and he was like, "Yo, I'll help you out." And I kid you not, he was on the phone with me for like an hour and a half, FaceTiming to hook up all the equipment that I don't use. Because then I went live. So I'm hoping I'm going to dust this off. But that just shows you the type of people that's still in this industry and can help out. And for y'all that don't know, me and Marques did a versus on Instagram. Usher versus Chris Brown. I don't know why I thought he was going to win, but you know, I was pulling out some hits. Even his wife was like, "I forgot about that one," but I love you, baby. But what up, T Will SOP 215 and my cousin David Wade from New Jersey is in here. So, gentlemen, anything interesting happened this week? Anything at all?
I don't know. It's been a slow week.
Oh man,
talk about.
I know what I want to talk about. Today is normally Wentz Day, as in Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
But Trash Juice, we call it, Eagles team, made the announcement today that Jalen Hurts will be the starter for this week against the New Orleans Saints. So I'm gonna start with you, Justin. what's your take on the whole this season as a whole, and how did we get to this conclusion right now? How did we get to this decision?
Well, the entire season's shot by this point in time. I mean, you're looking at a 15 to 18 pick difference if you go to win the division versus where you would normally fall in the draft. Now, the first question you have to ask yourself is, do you trust the decision makers making the pick with the number 5 overall pick? Now, I personally don't. Marques is shaking his head no. 100% agree with him, on board with that. But would you rather have the 5th pick, or would you rather have the 19th pick? Or the 22nd pick, or, the 25th pick? Now, you have to rely on them not to screw that pick up. But I'd rather have that. So that's number one there. So the season shot, you do not want to make the playoffs. You might as well put the kid in and see what he has. You draft him in the second round. I've said for the last 10 weeks now that I would trade Wentz at the end of the season. Now, it's not an even swap, because if you trade him before that $10 million kicker comes in, the kicker for his contract, you're only on the hook for $24 million out of the gate, and then the other team will pay the $10 million, and you'll accrue the $34 million in dead cap. Now, it's not a fair swap because you won't have the player, but you'll still have to pay the $34 million. So it would be relying on what you get back from him. But if you put the kid in to start, which obviously is what they're going to do, you put him in for the rest of the year. You don't pull him back out unless it's Danucci-esque, which we don't think that it will be. It won't be that bad. So how do you can't bring the coach and the quarterback back if you're going to bench the quarterback for the rest of the season. Like, it just doesn't work like that. So if you're going with Jalen Hurts, you either need to move Carson at the end of the season, or you need to bring a different coach in to where he can open up a competition in camp. And my biggest worry is that, one of my biggest worries is that I shouldn't say worries, because I'm a Wentz guy. I still, I still think he's got it in him. Like what Marques always says, if you show greatness at some point in time, you still got it. Like, you have it at some point in time. So he has it in him. It's just finding it. But in a controlled environment like training camp, Wentz is going to look dramatically better than Hurts is. So if you're going into camp with a quarterback competition, Wentz is going to look better in camp. It just he just is. Like, you've seen it before, where in training camp, there's certain players who just stand out at practice, and you've heard before in training camps of the past, he just stands out. So if you're going to go into the season next year with a quarterback competition in camp, you know who's going to win it, because Wentz is going to look drastically better. So I say all of that because I say all of that to sum it up that I don't know what to do.
Go ahead, Bill.
So for me, like, I don't know how you can be a human being and claim to have a heart and not feel bad for Carson Wentz's situation. Not saying it's not the right move, not saying that we need to do this, but how do you not feel bad for him in this situation? We need to go back to go forward. So what I want to do here is I want to break down chronology of Carson Wentz and how we got to this point. Now, everyone's heard the story of Carson Wentz, and I'm sure you guys all know everything that I'm about to tell you, but how we put it all together of how terrible this has been for him for the past couple of years. Let's go back to 2017. We'll forget the rookie year. Go back to 2017. Great year. Gets in December. Playing really, really well. Is a huge reason why the team's successful. Leading MVP candidate. goes into the LA to play the Rams, tears ACL, out for the year. He's out for the year. He leaves in good standing, thinking, okay, listen, I got hurt, but I'll be back. I'll be fine. And when I come back, I can do this again. Meanwhile, his backup quarterback takes his team to the Super Bowl. They win a Super Bowl in the city of Philadelphia, who has not seen an NFL championship since 1960. So all of a sudden now, because Nick Foles has given us something that we have never seen, he leapsfrog Carson in popularity, leaps and bounds. You go into 2018. Carson Wentz is recovering from the ACL, and he's rehabbing to get back. Because why? He's feeling the pressure. He's not going to say it to you, but he feels the pressure to get back. He rushes back, probably comes back a little bit too soon. Comes back in week 3 NFL season. And anyone that knows anything about your knees and how the knee works, everything connected to your back. So that back injury that he suffered is directly attributed to that ACL and him not being fully healthy from that ACL injury. He did that because he came back too early. So then, once again, he has to sit. Oh, and by the way, before the 2018 season, he has to drive into work every day and look at a statue of his backup quarterback and Doug Peterson every single day. He has to look at this. So, back forward to December. He has a back messed up. Now he has to rehab again going to the 2019 season. Now, you would think if this is your franchise quarterback and this is a guy you want to put the entire weight of your franchise on, you would put pieces around to help him, right? Wrong. No, we're not going to do that. And also, on top of that, we're going to have guys in your locker room that literally hate your guts and don't want anything to do with you. And we're going to keep them there. We're not going to get rid of them. Let's keep them in the locker room. Let's have them stay there. That's totally fine. That's totally okay. No big deal. They like the backup quarterback better than you. We're going to keep these guys in your locker room and make your job more difficult. So, besides all of that, he somehow takes the entire practice squad to the playoffs, okay? On his back. Again, on his back. To the playoffs to get over there. He gets a concussion on a dirty hit. I think we all can recognize that with a dirty play. Dirty hit, he's out of the game within 5 minutes. Doesn't even get to celebrate the playoffs. But still, you know what? Guess what? I played well. Things should be okay for me going into 2020. I think I finally proved that I'm in good standing with this team. Right? Wrong. We go to April. We draft a quarterback. We draft a quarterback. That's, Jalen Hurts is a guy that is on everyone knows is a name. You're not drafting him as backup quarterback. You're drafting him from some sort of competition. Why would you do that? You go through situations in the past. Do you remember how Tom Brady felt about Jimmy Garoppolo? Do you remember how Brett Favre felt about Aaron Rodgers? If this is your guy, you don't draft a guy that might replace him, especially in his prime. It makes zero sense. So, you draft this guy, so now all of a sudden, what is Carson thinking in his head? When he's in his pajamas in his bed with his wife, he's not saying this to us, but what is he saying to her? He's upset because you drafted a guy to basically maybe take his job. So he has that pressure of that dealing with that all. So he's thinking about that all through the offseason. So he goes into this year and things. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. Things have fallen apart and things are bad. But if you're Carson Wentz, being the Christian man you are, and I tell this to you, Justin, on many occasions, what Jesus is Nick Foles praying to that I'm not praying to? Like, what line did he have that I don't have? Do I have the rotary Jesus line? Does he have the cell phone line? What's going on here? Why is this happening to me? It's not happening to him. So you got to feel bad for him on all of it. I wanted to do all that because I wanted people to really understand why you should feel bad for Carson Wentz. You really should. Now, that being said, this Jalen Hurts move to me is interesting because I believe what this shows you is that Doug Peterson isn't going nowhere. He's not getting fired at the end of this year. And I thought he might get fired, but I don't think that anymore because here's what I believe. If Doug Peterson is going to go at the end of this year, why are you replacing Carson with Jalen? Because at the end of the day, I don't believe this was strictly his decision. I believe this came from upstairs. And this potentially could save Howie Roseman's job. Because if Jalen Hurts performs well, who does that benefit the most? It benefits Howie because he drafted these players. He got these players for agency. Oh, it's not me, it's the players. It's not me, it's the players. Same with Doug. If you're gonna sit down Carson Wentz and you're saying I'm out on him, because I think we all can agree that their relationship just doesn't work. So for Doug to have the power to sit him down, and I think we all know how much Jeffrey Lurie liked Carson Wentz going this year. They paid him, obviously, and now all of a sudden we got Jalen in here. So I think that shows you that I believe that Doug is safe, which is something I wouldn't have said 2 weeks ago. But I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's trying to latch himself to Jalen Hurts and trying to get this team back rejuvenated again so he can also say, no, it was not them, it was Carson. But again, feel bad for Carson.
No. I don't feel bad for Carson, and I'm going to tell you why.
You're a terrible
person. And it's so cliche because, like somebody already said in the comments, nobody felt bad for 5. So...
Hold on. The difference, though, is that the reason why nobody felt bad for 5 is that he continuously came up short when given the opportunity. And Wentz has not been given the opportunity because he's been injured. Like, we've seen the McNabb play in the NFC Championship games and not win. We've seen McNabb play in the Super Bowl and not win.
And also, five was never in situations like this. 5?
What?
AJ
Feely, whoa.
AJ Feely didn't come. Is there a statue of AJ Feely outside the lane?
Do you really think?
Listen.
Oh,
hold
Kevin
on,
Cobb.
Hold on.
Oh, is that what we're worried about now?
Kevin Cobb was at the end of his career.
Let me finish making my point. I let y'all go on y'all soliloquies, and I didn't interrupt. Listen.
Okay, soliloquy, Cobb's words. Okay.
This is
okay.
It's
remember he's had his Bachelor of Colors.
That's right.
But listen, the reason why I say this is because if you look at the reason why I think Doug may not be as safe as everybody want to make it seem is because when he talks about Carson Wentz, it's almost as if it's either, I don't want to say a disdain, but there's clearly a disconnect with him and Carson. But when they was interviewing him about Jalen, his hair was slicked down. He was smiling. He was like excited, like vigor. And this is my issue. This is where I'm going to put blame on Carson Wentz. There was smoke that he's probably a little bit uncoachable, a blockhead. His shit don't stink. I don't care. He can be a Christian or not. They also can be stubborn and believe, like, long as I keep praying and believe in the Lord, I'm going to pray through this, right?
Some of the most stubborn people in the world, and I can attest
Absolutely.
to that.
Absolutely.
My mom is a devout Christian, and I believe I'm a Christian also, but my mom is like, wake up at 3:30 in the morning and pray. Like, and one of the most stubborn people I know. So that's 1,000% true.
And then with Carson Wentz, this is my thing with Carson Wentz, and we saw it with Belichick and Brady. I think Carson Wentz and Doug don't have chemistry like a Peyton and a Breeze. I think like with Brady and with Wentz and other quarterbacks we've seen, they need good cop, bad cop. They need coaches that can do it to bring them together. And you saw it in 2017. They had DeFilippo who reports was he made Carson Wentz very uncomfortable.
Right.
And then you had Frank Wright who was like, hey, listen, D is just D, but you're doing great. You're doing fantastic. Oh, yeah, by the way, I'm going to draw up a fucking offense that's going to get you off. That's going to make you an MVP candidate. Strip those away. You had Doug who said, my people are coming back. And then Lurie Howie said, no, they're not. And you see the chemistry between him and his coaches. He flat out said, it's my decision. Like, you could just see the offense, like, where's all this collaboration and shit? The offense looks worse than it did last year with Mike Groh. So that's why I'm telling you, I don't think Doug is as safe as he thinks. I know it's cliche to attach yourself to the rookie quarterback, and then the owner's automatically going to say, well, let me give you time to work with this guy. No. Lurie's still a businessman. We just gave this motherfucker $132 million. Like,
Right, but let me ask you a question. If you're Lori though, and you feel that strongly, why would you offer? Because this had to be stamped by Jeffrey Lurie. I don't believe for a second he did not
because
stamp this. Why do you stamp
because
this if you're getting rid of the coach of the year anyway?
being Justin, let me ask you this. You're in charge of a corporation. Are you going to hang that whole corporation out to dry for one person, or are you going to try to salvage
No,
everybody else?
no, I'm cutting my losses and trying to break as close to even as humanly possible.
There you go. So before they put Carson Wentz's trade value in the toilet, they're like, sit him down. Let's see what we got with Jalen. And then, unlike the Foles and Wentz before, they're going to actually get something for one of those guys. Point blank, period. Instead of like they
But
did, let Foles
who's
walk
taking that
away.
contract? Who's taking that contract on?
Listen, we've said that before.
Yeah,
If
you're
you
right.
really
Now
look at
It's really not that bad of a contract. It only looks bad right now because of how bad he's playing.
right.
For a franchise, it's really not that bad of a deal. So all he doesn't need to play like the 2017 guy in
Right.
order to justify it. He just can't play like this version of it. It's really not that bad of a deal. But back off of Prince's previous point regarding Doug Peterson, I think it's fair to ask the question now. Was it a fluke that he won the Super Bowl? Because every year they've gotten worse. And when you go back to when they hired him, no one else was lining him up for a job interview. No one else really wanted anything to do with him for any level. He was coaching high school. Is he even a good coach? Or
Listen.
was he just a beneficiary of being the head coach of circumstance? And now, without all of the other things propping him up, it's exposing him that he is way over his head.
One of the attributes of being a great leader is
Knowing
what
what
you
you're not
know.
good at.
Right. Knowing what you
Mm-hmm.
don't know and putting people around you that can take care of the difficulties. I think Doug Peterson is a great leader of men. People like him and they want to play for him and they gravitate towards him. The X's and O's, however, I don't think is a strong suit. So I think that in 2017, you had a bunch of guys around him that could do that stuff for him and prop him up. So he didn't have to worry about those things, and he was able to do the things that he was really good at. Loving on guys. Like that was his whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna love on these guys. I'm gonna be personable. And they all love that about him. And I think he's very well liked in the locker room with these guys even today.
I don't think any
X
of the
and
players
O's,
dislike him.
right? The X and O's part, that's not what he does. So all of those guys left at 2017, and now here we are. Doug has made. Listen, we can all go through a list of questionable decisions Doug has made throughout his tenure here, where you're like, what the fuck was that? And like that happened starting in 2016, his first year, all the way to this year. The thing that silences is he won a Super Bowl. I was a huge critic of him going into 2017, and I had to shut up. When the results started happening and all of a sudden they're 11-1, what am I going to say? I can't dispute it. They're winning. So like for me, I think that's really what's happened here. And he needs, if Doug is going to be a coach, he needs guys around him that's going to prop him up and do the things that no one's talking about.
He needs a Jimmy Johnson defensive coordinator type. He needs a Todd.
Mm-hmm.
He needs somebody you can literally just hand that side of the ball to and not look at it.
Right.
But
and even the offense.
And the thing is, they thought that. Yeah, I mean, he's like if he has to go look at the tape and all that, like stop looking at the tape.
Well,
it ain't working.
That's coach talk.
And but I'm saying like whatever you're doing, do something else.
And his in-game management, right? His in-game management stuff. Like, how many times have you seen Doug do something in-game? You're like, what? Why?
Yeah.
What? Why? There's no rationale at all.
But as offensive coordinators, it was with Andy. It's with play calling is the holy grail. play calling is what it's like. I mean, it's like if let's be real. It's the real time people. It's like if you're a porn star, you got big dick. Like that's yours. Like you can wield that thing. Like listen, I make everybody look good. I make everybody come every Sunday with my scoring. And you take that away, who is Doug? He doesn't like shopping for groceries. He doesn't like personnel say. Doug is a football. He just wants to do the football shit and forget about all the politics. But that little midget above him, he's so worried that that the Super Bowl may, and I believe this, that the Super Bowl may create another Chip Kelly. He's constantly undermining Doug. He says, I'll buy the groceries, you just coach. And all the Eagles got involved, including Carson's, including Doug's, including Howie's. And now I believe that all that shit is manifested to the product on the field. You guarantee Alshon Jeffries money. You pay a 38-year-old guard all that money. You draft a second-round quarterback. You take on projects when you have one of the oldest rosters in the league. This is all. It's just this organization.
I mean, even the Jalen.
I was going to say the collaborative shit. It gets on my nerves because it's always a collaborative effort until it's wrong, and then everybody want to blame Doug and Carson. Where's Howie? That's why they like Brett Brown, because Brett Brown take bullets for every damn thing. But it was really the people above him also that was fucking up. That's the part I don't like about this. We don't know which is which. We can't even gauge who's the problem because it's so many holes everywhere in this fucking franchise.
Yeah, I think you're 1,000% right. And if you're asking me, my personal opinion, who needs to go, to me it's Howie. I think Howie is the more. I think he's the one that I'm most concerned about because personnel-wise, they're a mess, and they've been a mess for a very long time. And I was gonna, Jalen Reagor. Listen, the jury's still out. And I don't want to judge him yet, but honestly, watching him in the NFL, I'm concerned. I don't see that breakaway speed. I don't see him running away from anyone. And that's a problem because wide receiver was an area where this team couldn't miss. I brought this up before in the past. The Eagles have not had a top wide receiver draft pick since Jeremy Maclin in 2009. That was the last top draft pick for the Eagles wide receiver wise. And
now,
they drafted
Marques,
Sean Jackson in 08 and Maclin in 09, and that was it. We haven't had top flight wide receivers here in over a decade. So the regular pick was very important in the sense that you needed to hit on that and get some new wide receiver talent here. They didn't do that. I don't know what he's going to be, but I'm concerned. And, that's just a microcosm of Howie. Howie has missed consistently on drafts from his tenure, from the beginning of his tenure here. And, you got to be concerned. And that, to me, is the guy that needs to go.
Well,
now, Marques,
did you see that? Did you see that video that Minnesota Vikings put out
about them smiling when they picked Reagor?
Yeah.
Oh, the Jefferson video. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Other teams are laughing at you.
Yep.
Not figuratively, literally.
Right.
Literally.
So their whole thing was, I think they wanted CeeDee Lamb, and when the Cowboys grabbed him, they were just scrambling. And I feel like they just was like, oh.
Well, that's bad. That's bad on the GM. That's bad on the GM that you don't have a fucking plan B.
Agreed. 1,000%. 1,000%.
Now, I will say this about Reagor. As a wide receiver, you're slow when you're thinking. And I think he's thinking. And he's telegraphing his routes. And he's slow. The game isn't slowed down him. Justin Jefferson is a beast route running. He's ahead. He's like light years ahead of where Reagor is. And think about where Reagor came from, what he was dealing with, the quarterback situations. Jefferson he was in the top offense at LSU battling the Alabamas, the Ohio States, the everybody. So dude is tried and tested.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing I'm gonna give him. Other than that, this the thing I hate about Howie. It seems like to me he's always trying to win the deal versus getting who you love. I love when the organization be like, "This is who we want. We went and fucking got him." Yeah, we may be clowning you because Mel Kiper might be like, "That was too high," but that's who you wanted, and damn it, you went to go get him. You didn't want to. Howie to me reminds me of the guy that he'll make a move and he'll worry about, damn, are they going to clown me because I went too high or I paid too much? Like, I'm gonna real quick. Jalen Ramsey, the Rams went and got that guy, and you see what he's doing. What did Howie do? He figured value. I could get a 30-year-old Slay. Now I'm not saying Slay he's a good player, but look where he came from. He came from Detroit, a losing organization, and now this is the pressure. And look, he got ate up because this is what we was looking for him to be with the top wide receivers, and he got ate up both times. I didn't see Jalen Ramsey get punked when he went up against those same people.
Jalen Ramsey is built on different principles, and like that's what we needed, and that's what we go back to. Like, how many times Howie missed in the first round, like first, second round, and missing. Like you can't have that. You just can't. And you got to be able to turn over a roster. Even after you win a Super Bowl, it's important to be able to turn over and say bye to people. And listen, look at Joe Banner. That's why. Looking back in hindsight, Joe knew best. Joe understood how to turn over a roster and say, "Listen, I love you. You did great for us, but you're not that guy anymore." And I was younger at the time, so I resented some things with him. But you know what? He was right.
A year too early, then a year too late.
Exactly. And now look what we got. You got Jason Peters, who's got a situation with him, and you keep bringing him
Kelsey.
back. You had Darren Sproles a couple years ago.
Alshon.
Right, you kept bringing him back. Alshon Jeffrey, I just don't understand at all. And not even, again, because Alshon Jeffrey is just as bad as he is player-wise, he also is not good in your locker room. Like, he's literally causing problems in your locker room. So if he's not helping you on the field and he's not helping you off the field, why are you still on my team? What are you here for? Like, Travis
value.
Fulgham, I don't know.
Value.
Listen, I don't know if Travis Fulgham's the answer, but the kid was balling for a couple weeks. Why in the world, when Alshon comes back, would you ever put him in the back seat? Let's see what we got. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see what it is.
Justin,
I'm not paid. I'm not paid to know about this.
What's that?
Right?
No. I was saying Justin's not a Fulgham guy.
Yeah,
no.
I'm not paid. Listen, I'm not paid to know about this guy. I'm not. I'm not paid to know about drafting. That's not my job. But Howie, that is your whole job. That is everything you're supposed to do. So I can miss. I can be wrong in it. I can analyze and be completely wrong. You can't. You have the luxury. You're getting paid $1 million to be right.
That's true, though.
I can sit here and talk my shit, be wrong all the time. You can't afford that luxury, bro.
He could be wrong all fucking day.
You need to be right, bro.
I thought Marcus Smith was a tall sack guy. I could be wrong. I'm saying Chris Blue from Charlotte. Who cares what I think?
Right. Doesn't matter.
Harold Miner's next Jordan. I can do that. I can say Harold Miner, Jordan. You can't do that. You can't do that, bro.
Harold Miner. Fucking clown, yo. Baby Jordan. So hold on. There will be no Fulgham slander on this show. Talk to me, Justin.
Justin hates him.
I mean, what do you need? Like, it shouldn't be like me having to justify. It should be you having to justify what makes him good.
Because he's fantastic and he has dreadlocks.
Facts. And he bought.
What? Is this something for the football player with dreadlocks? You automatically get a 70 rating in Madden. If you have dreadlocks, you're a 70 overall in Madden.
It's true. It's true.
I can't argue with that logic.
No.
But okay. Look, we talked about Wentz. We talked about Howie. You know what? I'm just so dead about the Eagles. Like me and Justin.
I'm very numb to them. I'm very numb to them.
When they lose, I just take off my jersey, hang it up, and go eat. Like before it used to ruin my week. Like my wife would be like, "It's okay, they tried." Like she'll try to console me. Now
Why she sound like a soccer mom though? What were the arch
Listen, she be like, they tried that,
They
baby.
tried
They
their
tried that,
hardest.
Princey. They tried that, Princey. She be rubbing me. But now, like, I'll come downstairs with a pep in my step, and she'll be like, they did good. I was like, no, they lost like shit. She'll be like, oh, well, why'd you skip the last 3 steps coming downstairs? Like, why are you so
No, it's like
happy? I'm like, because I don't care. I
it's like
don't
a
give a
crazy
fuck.
person. Like they're getting to the point now where like Carson throws a really bad interception, I start laughing.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
Like a crazy person. Like, oh my god, here we go again.
but I ain't gonna lie. When Jalen Hurts came in, I said, oh, you run around, young dragon. Run around, Family Dollar, Russell Wilson. You run around.
Well,
You
that's
make a play.
but you know what though? That's I feel the Jalen Hurts thing that's attractive is he plays like quarterbacks of today. Like Carson Wentz is the middle
He's a
child.
lumbering athletic guy.
Yeah,
He's a big Ben-esque. Like,
yeah, Carson Wentz is the middle child. He's J. Cole's generation. He's stuck in between two generations. You know what I mean? Like he's stuck in between two generations. So like you have with Jalen Hurts, he's of the Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson school. He went to that school, and that's how teams are winning today, and that's how quarterback is being played today. So you look at that and you're saying, well, maybe if we do this and that, maybe we'll be okay too. Because I'll admit I was wrong about Kyler Murray. I didn't think he was gonna.
you get me excited about Jalen because when I'm thinking about it, I'm looking at now he's not the freak athlete that Lamar Jackson is, but I'll
Right.
be damned if Jalen Hurts don't throw a better fucking football than Lamar Jackson. And that's the only thing missing
1000%.
from Lamar Jackson's game is that
Right.
the simple throws are bad
Right.
and the hard throws are even worse. But
Right.
he's so fucking dynamic that window is open longer because people are scared of shit. He's gonna break a 90-yard run on you. With Jalen, I see the touch. I see the. He just needs to learn the game and get used to the speed of the game.
Yeah.
So you got me there. I am excited about, and I'm not going in with any expectations. I'm just show me, young boy. Show me what you got.
I agree.
So
Now, I am
go ahead.
concerned about this week though because I feel like they picked not the best week to put him in there because you're going against the best defense in the NFC and maybe the best defense in the NFL. So that's going to be an issue, maybe.
Pressure bust pipes, Marcus. Pressure
True,
bust pipes.
true, true. No
Pressure
lines
bust.
connected.
But I do often think like if you take Wentz away from Doug and like drop him in like New Orleans or with McVay or with Shanahan. Like, I know for a fact this guy's going to be a different total quarterback. Because I ain't going to lie to you. Doug seems stubborn as shit to me. Because it's some of the shit that he does in game. I'm like, why, Doug? Why
Yeah,
can't. And I get it. Deuce runs the running back rotation. But there's no reason why I'm saying it takes this quick. Hey, I'm running this. I want Miles in for this play. It
right,
doesn't take that long. If
right.
I see Boston Scott, no, get your no.
Yeah,
I want Miles for this one.
right.
Like I don't, yeah. But you know what? I'm sick of talking about them. So let's get to Justin's going to be back with us. He's having some technical difficulties. Let's get back to no, well, not get back to. Let's talk about something that. Let's talk about a front office that, if you want to talk about batting 1,000 when they looked like they were up Shit's Creek and they was probably going to be the worst franchise in the city, the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah, man.
When we heard that they could have been D'Antoni or Ty Lue, everybody's like, we was like trying to talk ourselves into it the same way we did Doug. You want to talk about playing it masterfully? They waited, did 2 interviews. Doc came available. They sit there playing out there, and they said, no second interview. This
Right.
is our guy. They get Doc. Boom. And then we're like, we remember that Elton Brand was like, where's the basketball people? In this front office. Elton Brand was like, we're going to make some moves. And then the more close we get, we was like, yo, they're not going to hire anybody.
Right.
Daryl
It's
Morey.
like, but you think about it. It's like you at the club, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you got 2 girls with you, and you know you can smash both those girls. But then Holly Berry walk in and she look at you, and
Mm-hmm.
you like, I got a shot at this. I gotta go for it.
You gotta go.
You gotta go
You
for
gotta
it.
you gotta make that shot.
You gotta do
Now,
it.
remember, you got the two other girls in your back pocket, so you ain't really got to. You just like, I'll be back. I gotta go use the
Right.
bathroom,
I gotta
and you
talk to her
walk
for
over
the
there
next
by Hallie, and you shoot your shot at Hallie. And if you get Hallie, you walk
both
past those
hands.
other two like, hey, listen, my bad, yo, my bad.
Right.
But Hallie
Right.
walked in, and that's what they did with Doc. And then Daryl Morey was going to take a year off, and they said they had a blank check. They said, no, you're going to run the Sixers organization. Here's a check. Write your amount in there.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, by the way, you have a 23-year-old, 6'10" phenom in Ben Simmons. You have a 24-year-old generational center that's close to Elijah. Coach that, Doc. Build around that, Daryl. And Daryl's like, wait a minute, you telling me y'all got draft picks?
Right.
We never had a draft pick in Houston.
Did you say
So I
draft
get the
picks?
main picks. And then what does he do? Get a real fucking combo guard with the mentality anti-Markel Fultz.
Yep.
You want to talk about batting 1,000? Oh yeah, SOP said something too. And then they didn't stop there. Look at the coaching staff.
Talk about it.
When Embiid or Simmons or Tobias or Maxey go to the bench, you got Sam Cassell like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? You know Sam ain't scared to get in your
Alien
face.
head
He
Sam.
ugly as shit. He ugly as shit. Him and
Alien
Popeye
head
Jones,
Sam.
we probably got the ugliest bench
Yeah, it's
in
gonna
the
be crazy.
history of professional sports. But they gonna be
Yo,
good.
can you imagine Sam Cassell in the morning? Woo! When he first wake up, oh Lord.
He looked like his breath stink. Huh?
Basically,
Because
his lips
he
all
can never
chapped.
close his mouth because of the overbite. So his breath stink. You're like,
Yup.
huh?
His lips
Huh.
so chapped. You look like you mean powdered donut for days. With powdered donut lips all over the place.
I hated that motherfucker.
Me
You want
too.
to talk about somebody you hated in clutch time?
Could not stand him. Beast though, but could not stand him.
Defensively and the shot,
Yep.
the threes, man.
And confident as fuck from his rookie from when he played for the Rockets. Confident as fuck.
You got arguably the best center of all time, and Cassell just when he instantly stepped in, the team was his.
Yep. He knew.
And that's what I like because he's gonna walk in and he'll be like, "Hey Ben, you're good, right? You're a generational talent, right? You got all the drip and shit. Put those 2 rings in his face.
Right.
Look, Embiid, guess what? Embiid, you're doing that wrong. Hold on. Hakeem, what up?
Right.
I'm gonna put you on speakerphone.
The
I'm gonna
flexes
put
are
you
gonna
on
be different.
FaceTime. Tell Embiid what he's doing wrong. Jaeger, hey man, I done played with some big man. I done coached some hell of a defenses. What are y'all doing? Like I'm telling you, it's Doc. Hey, KG, talk to him. Hey, Paul. No, I don't want Paul talking to any fucking body. He a hater. He'll probably tell Ben, you don't need this shit. Go to LA.
Right. Right.
But Marcus, my question to you is, man, like, what are you most excited for this Sixers season?
I am excited. Well, first of all, you're right. This August, at the end of August, how we felt about the Sixers is completely different than how we feel about them now in December. And, all of those moves you mentioned were incredible. My favorite move is the Seth Curry move because I wanted Seth Curry on this team for about 3 years now. And the fact that this team now looks like a real basketball team that can really do a lot of things that make sense. Like this team reminds me of is this 2017? Okay, I'm not sure of the year. I'm pretty sure 2017, 2018. But the Ben Simmons rookie year where they went to playoffs and they won like 7.
They ran that 15 straight, 15 straight. Yeah.
Right. So you got your shooters now. You had that team should have never been broken up. The Benelli, Ilyasova off the bench with that team should have had more run. And if you look at the Sixers, the problem since Embiid and Simmons have gotten here is that we've always just changed supporting cast every single year. You can't do that. You gotta let it season. And really, they should have beat that Boston team that year. That was on Brett Brown.
Yeah. That's what I knew Brett had to go. That's what I knew Brett had to go.
That's how I felt the exact same way. You look at game 2, they were up 23 at the end of the second quarter. The Celtics narrowed the gap down to 10 at halftime. And Brett Brown never called a timeout all throughout that process. I was on my couch like this. Timeout! Timeout! Never called one. And that's when I knew, okay, Brett's not the guy. So that team should have stayed together. They never should have been broken up.
Hold on real quick, Mark. Hey, Jay, we got bad feedback.
We got an echo again?
Yeah. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No problem. So yeah, you look at that, and then you fast forward. This team reminds me of that squad. And you got guys like, again, Seth Curry, who's going to make – Ben Simmons, since his rookie year, has been involved in the most assisted three-pointers.
I love that stat.
Yeah. So now you're surrounding him, which everyone knows who has a basketball IQ. What do you do with a guy like that? How about you surround him with shooters? So now you got Seth Curry. You got Tobias Harris spotting up. You also got Danny Green off the bench. We'll see about Korkmaz. I don't know. Markel Fultz.
Maxey.
You got Maxey, who was a steal of the draft. You got Thibault is a guy I think could be your Bruce Bowen. He could be that guy. I don't know if it's going to happen this year, but I know he was working on a three-point shot, and he's a guy that could be a Bruce Bowen type. So it's exciting. I'm excited because I look at this squad, and this is really, even besides the fact of me being biased, I think they're a sleeper team in the East. I think they're going to cause a lot of problems because I think Ben Simmons is going to be able to do what he does best. And now his shooting isn't as big of a problem because guess what? You surrounded him with shooters. So he's going to create a lot of open shots for people. And you're going to have...
Those lanes are going to open up. Those lanes are going to open up for Ben.
Exactly. I love the idea of him and Embiid in the pick and roll. I love the idea of Embiid kicking out the guys that can hit open jump shots. This is all going to... And then you have, like you mentioned, you have Doc Rivers, got a ring. You have Sam Cassell, got rings. You got Danny Green, got rings. And you have a Curry. So
Dwight
Howard,
got a ring.
So, like, you have a bunch of good energy surrounding this young core. And you're going to have guys that Embiid and Simmons can look up to and say, okay, I might disagree, but I'm going to listen to them because they won. They've won in this league. I haven't won this league yet. They've never had that. And Embiid and Simmons are puppies. They're babies. They're puppies. They're so young.
They're good babies, though.
They're
Man,
good babies. They don't
they're
cry in
good.
the middle of the night.
They're good.
They look at you.
Well, Embiid probably does.
Yeah, yeah.
He called Brett. Hey, I can't. I don't feel good. Like what? Hey, okay. What the fuck you mean you don't feel good? But I think they know they can't get away with the same shit with Doc that they got away with Uncle Brett. Doc gonna be like, "What? You don't feel good? Have your ass in this gym,
right?
Or you ain't playing."
Right. Brett was a substitute teacher.
Mm-hmm.
He was a substitute teacher, and you needed, I love Brett because you can tell he's a good guy. He's a good dude, but he wasn't right for when they got good. Now I understand why, the ownership gave him the opportunity because he deserved that. After everything he went through with the process, he deserved the opportunity to coach a good team. So I understand the beginning of that. But like you said, he should have been gone after that first Celtics series. That should have been the end right there.
And when they kept bending us over game after every game, that's like they were like who was it that remember as long as it was somebody that always came up short against the Cavs when they had LeBron. I forgot what team it was, but they just could not do anything.
The Raptors.
The Raptors, yeah. Yeah, they just could not.
They called it LeBron.
Yeah, they could not get past them. And then finally they was like, yo, last guy, you're gone. Lou, you're in. Let's see what you got. And there you go. Like sometimes it'd be amazed like what change you can make that'll re-energize the team, some fresh eyes, fresh thoughts. But as far as the Sixers goes, man, I've never been so excited about a fucking preseason game. Like, I'm legit, like, I want them bubbled up and like we already thank you God. Max, he's fine. He
Yeah,
tested positive, but he's good. He's back
he's
at
good.
practice. I want him bubble wrapped. I can't take it.
We can have it.
I cannot take it. But man, they're ready to go. Jay, I hope you caught a lot of that.
Oh,
Can
I
you
was
give
here.
us
Can you hear
oh, you
me?
sound great, man. Can you give us your take on the Sixers?
Yeah. Everything you guys said, I pretty much agree with. Not only do I want them bubble wrapped, I want the team to play in a bubble. I want the whole NBA to go back in a bubble.
You like the AAU
Me too.
atmosphere? Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin and I are huge bubble supporters. We're bubble
I-
Bubble.
fans. We're bubble fans.
I'm not sure how the logistics of it would work, but I would love for you to find a way to pull off a bubble playoff every year,
Yes.
or even just a bubble finals.
Mm-hmm. I love
Because
the bubbles gossip.
also in addition to all the players just being like it's just easier on the players physically. Like, it's not easy to fly from LA to Miami every other day and then get ready to play in a game after you just played 3 playoff series and 82 regular season games. So,
But Jay, don't you think that added to it a little bit?
as far as what?
The product and the advantage, like you if you got home court or you got home cooking, you get to stay home while they got to come to you.
Well, yeah, but
Doesn't that
it affects both sides because you still have to fly to them, they have to fly to you.
okay?
You've both played 82 games. You've both played 3 rounds of the playoffs already.
I got
I mean, you know,
I got
a 5 or 6 hour flight every 48 hours is very time consuming.
I got
So, as far as just like that's why I think that you saw better performances night after night after night after night from some of these players, especially the older guys, because they didn't have to do so much traveling.
except Al Horford.
Well, I mean, listen,
AKA Dad.
we actually
Pops.
gave him on our show about a month and a half ago. We did biggest snitches of the bubble, and he won the award.
Oh, you think he was a snitch?
Oh, absolutely. Dad was.
Oh, he was all over that snitch line.
He was all on the
Oh,
line.
dad line. Hey, listen, Lou came in late with wings.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, but all right. So that's it with Sixers. Now let's get to some fun stuff. Like I said, you guys have been in the game for a while. Like I said, you've produced, you've hosted, you've worked throughout the industry, different capacities, in radio and in podcasting. Everybody already knows it's in my handle that I'm 97.5's number one enemy. I'm proud. I've been banned. The La Costa Nostra is in. Like, I gotta protect my kneecaps if I come to Philadelphia because I don't know, somebody gonna be riding on a motorcycle with a dark helmet might try to take me out. But
Yo, I got you. I'm well loved in North. Be good.
okay, I appreciate that.
You can
But
come
there seems to be a slight. I don't even want to say a slight. There seems to be an elitist attitude when it comes to podcasters, content creators versus the radio. Am I off on that, or am I in the ballpark, Justin?
You're on. Yes and no. I think it's a clear division depending upon the age of the people working in radio.
Okay.
So I would say yes to the older demographic of radio people, no to the younger demographic.
Okay. Marques?
Yeah, I mean, I sort of agree with Justin where it is an age thing. and you look like a lot of the people that do radio. I'm going to speak for Philadelphia, but a lot of people in the radio industry, it's a situation where it's like they look at it like, okay, well, you guys didn't go to school for this, you guys didn't study, we did, and now you're doing what we're doing. You can't be you can't be as good as us. You can't have things that make sense. You can't. And like things have just changed so much where that's not as important. And I think a lot of the older generation doesn't get that. Is that you don't need to do the same and go the same routes. There's not one road. There's not one road to success. Everyone's path to greatness is different. I know mine. Like I started out. I was a teacher, and I thought I was going to do that forever. And in the back of my mind, I had the idea of, doing a podcast. And I got behind the microphone, and I was like, "Wait a minute, this is it. This is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
This is it." And I believe that I have been given a gift, and that's something where people have gifts, but they don't really follow through on those gifts, and they won't really check because it's like, oh, the walls. No, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that because of people like people we talk about in the radio industry that say to you, yo, you can't do this because you don't have the training, you don't have that. But it's not true, and I'm glad that I decided to go this route and just say fuck it and just do it, and anyone that has that in them should do the same thing. But it's just one of those situations where because of, and especially in Philadelphia, the old guard doesn't want to switch over to the new guard. And you're going to have that until these people die. They're going to die on the microphone. That's just how it is. That's where we are in the situation. They're just going to end up just passing on the microphone. And it's sad because I believe that people who are great and people who can do great things, you should want to help them.
Yes.
You should want to reach out and do your best. Anyone, and the thing is, those people that are in these positions now have been helped, which is sad. Is that anybody who's ever done anything great in their lives, someone's reached back and helped you. Someone's been able to put you in a position to be successful. No one's been successful by themselves. You can name anyone through history. No one's done anything by themselves.
And what you said, Mark, and I'll go back again, Justin has done a lot in this industry. He's young, but he's done a lot. He's been around a lot. He's learned from a lot. He didn't have to reach out to me, but I also, knowing Justin and the way his warped mind works, and I'm glad because I feel the same way. I know he was like, I can help this dude, but he won't be able to do what I do. Right. And you can mentor and still be, I don't want to say the master, but you can still have something that you can hold on to as well. Like in basketball, Jordan can teach, God rest his soul, Kobe all day, but it's still something that Jordan had that Kobe quite didn't have. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So what's wrong with passing on? And you're a teacher, and I got my boy KM in here. He's a karate instructor. He loves passing on the knowledge. He's good at what he does. He's a personal trainer.
I'm gonna have to go see Karate Mark. I'm gonna have to go see him and get my body right.
Hey, listen, KM, you got. Let me tell you something. I work out with him tomorrow. I can't stand him.
Through Zoom?
I was always told, huh?
How you work through Zoom?
Yeah, virtual. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, hell yeah. The age of technology, baby. But let me tell you something. Somebody told me you can't be, if you're friends with two people, you need to fire them. Your accountant and your personal trainer. Because if y'all friends, then they ain't doing you no service. They telling you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear. But yeah, Mark is a teacher, man, and he loves passing on the knowledge. He's not like, I'm going to keep it all to myself because I want to be the best. No, somebody taught him, so he was to teach on. So when I look at the industry, I feel the same way. And trust me, it's not all of them because I've had plenty of people reach out to me and like, Blue, if you need anything, let me know. And Justin has been one of them. And Justin, am I far off with that assessment?
No, not at all. I mean, like, the person that I got to work like alongside of was Big Daddy Graham. Like, I was with I was with him like 6 to 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. Like, when I was doing his show, it was like his obviously 2 to 6 was his show. We'd get there, I don't know, like a little bit after midnight, and we would be there after the crossover show. So I was with him 30, 35, 40 hours a week for 2 years. And he's a wild guy. Say what you want about him, but you don't have a show overnight for 20 years consistently
Without being
without
good at what you do.
without doing something. And like, he would give me whole segments where he just wouldn't talk. He'd be like, "All right, this is your segment. Like, you're going to just figure it out. Like, you're either going to have dead air and sit there and sound terrible, or you're going to figure it out." And like, that's just what it was. And the one thing that he always drove into the back of my mind is, you don't have to be a statistician. Okay? You don't have to be an encyclopedia, because if you're boring, nobody will care.
Absolutely.
Yo, that's big facts.
And he was like, as long as you have an opinion, it makes sense, and you can captivate people into talking with you, that's the only thing that matters. You can figure it out from there. And he would drill that into my brain because he always had a routine. We'd get there. We always get there at the same time. We'd walk in, and he'd go to the ice machine. He'd fill up a whole thermos full of ice, and he would just basically say the same things over and over every single day. What opinions do you have? What did you hear today? What do you think about this? Strong takes. We got to engage some conversation. And then if like, he wouldn't even be that into like stat driven conversation, because he just doesn't care. Because that's not like the majority of people don't care about that.
We care about the eye test and what we see. And that's what, and
Like, I don't need you to break down
right.
stuff. I don't need you to sit there and dissect rushing yards from 25 years. Like, I don't care. Not only do I care, I also don't know and don't care.
And it's not. And listen, we've had this conversation. It's not entertaining. It's not entertaining. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody cares. Like, I've always thought the best sports talk, the best radio, has been conversational. It's a conversation. You want your listeners to feel engaged, and if you have this thought,
like they're in your living room. I mean, like we make fun of it, and we poke jokes at it,
yeah.
But in all seriousness, like what he does is exactly what you want to do.
Right.
He's the butt of a lot of jokes that we do.
Yeah.
But all jokes aside, what he's doing is exactly what you're trying to do.
Yeah, he's and we're talking about Sonny Hill. He's built an audience that's like been around for 30
plus years.
Right. And like it's it's funny because sometimes we come across like a senile old man, but it's cool. Like it's like we were sitting here, we were laughing at it, and then we were like, "Yo, we need to listen to this. This is entertaining. This is Uncle Sonny." Speaking
Uncle Sonny, man. But he has his core audience that no matter what, they're going to be there, and he's not beating down the door to get an 18-year-old millennial or Gen X or whatever the fuck you want to call them. They listen to his show. He has his people, and he's going to point out to them. And some of these people have grown up with Sonny.
Yeah.
And that's like the Cataldis, the Garganos, even the Missinellis. They've been listening for years. And that's where, I want to be. And I already have it, and I'm grateful. Like, I know for a fact I'm going to have 5 people that are going to listen to me. They can be fucking family. I don't care, but they're going to listen. You know what I'm saying? And that's all that it matters. And Justin was one of the people that told me the most. He said, do not focus on who's with you live, because a lot of people can't catch it. Now, he told me, pay attention to the views after or the downloads, because that's people that can't be with you,
Right.
but they're taking a quick second to listen to you while they're at work, while they're driving, while they're just around the house. So, I mean, I've learned a lot from, you and Justin and Mertitas and E-Rock, and man, just people just reached out, and I would love to see that more. But now, with all that being said, all that kumbaya shit, to the ones that feel like anything that's fresh and new and they're not getting any attention and they want to fuck with your shit or try to throw salt on on what you're trying to do.
Yo, it only took us an hour and 5 minutes to get to this point in time.
Listen to
There we
me.
go.
We knew it was coming.
I tried to be nice. Let me tell y'all something.
Oh.
Listen, I'm not a bad guy. I'm not. I like to have fun. And I don't take social media, Twitter, anything like that serious. When I do those voice messages and stuff like that, one guy was like, yo, I love the fact that no matter what the character is, it's the same voice. Whether female or male. Hi, Anna Horford here. Sister 2-time All-Star. It's the same voice. I don't change it. I try to have fun, and people enjoy it. I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I know I'm probably muted, blocked, or whatever the case may be. But what I take issue with is when you try to fuck with somebody else's content, something that they created, something that they're trying to brand. That's my issue. And I've already made it be known what's been going on, but I don't even want to hash on that. What I want to hash on is the people that's coming up. Like, keep going. And like Justin to tell you, he told me, he was like, listen, if they're not if they're not talking about you, then you're not winning. Like, cause say what you want about dumbass ESP or whatever. He puts his take out there and he gets the views or whatever, or the clicks or whatever it is. However, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get away from that to where I want your take to be genuine. Like, if you believe Carson Wentz has been bad this year, yes, he has been bad. But that motherfucker been saying Carson Wentz been bad since 2017. And that's the shit I'm trying to get away from. Like, you can have a take, but let that shit be genuine, because then you just being a contrarian to be a contrarian. Him, Joe, I need Chris Hansen to follow me around, Jiglio, all those people like that
Oh, come on.
who just listen. Hey,
I just had him on the show last week. Oh, man.
Pound 94, whatever. But listen, my thing is, if you have a take, be genuine with it. Because after a while, then it's just like, all right, dude, like, are you really good at what you do? Or are you good at just stirring up shit? And I just want reality sports. I want real opinions, because, then the product gets diluted. Everything's a hot take. And I just don't want that anymore. I want real, authentic sports talk. Am I bad to want that, Marcus, or am I being too hard on those people?
No, I mean, absolutely not. I mean, the problem is that, it's kind of like where we're at with hip hop. Is hip hop has become the number one art form in the world, and it's you go back to Biggie in '94. What did Biggie say? We never thought that hip hop would take it this far. Well, if Biggie was out today, he'd be like, "Whoa, we really went far." And the number one art form in the world. But when you become so big, like hip hop has become, like sports has become, there are going to be things in there that you really don't fuck with. And the things that we have to sacrifice is the fact that the hot take has become a major part of sports, unfortunately. It's like with hip hop, you got a bunch of guys. What do you have? You have a bunch of guys. They all, a lot of guys today sound exactly the same because they're just trying to do whatever's popular, whatever's big, so they can stay relevant. Same thing in sports. You watch ESPN. you're going to see, if you watch ESPN for 6 hours, you're probably going to see the same 5 topics talked about on repeat. That's just how it is. Because why? Because you know that people are going to watch those same topics. So it's one of those things where it's just a double-edged sword where, like, I've never, like, for me personally, like, I've always been a person that never subscribed to doing what other people are doing. That's why I try my best not to listen to a lot of sports radio, because I don't want to be influenced about my opinions. I don't want anybody get in my head. I want to have my own thoughts, my own opinions. So, like, what ends up happening is you listen to these people and, like, you think, okay, well, this is how I have to do radio. This is how I have to talk. This is what I have to do. But, like, I agree with you. I like it to be organic. If you do have something that's different than the masses, that's okay. That's fine. But let it be organic. Don't just do it. Just don't come up with some wild take because you think because you think it's gonna get you clicks or get you views. Like, don't be concerned with that. Be yourself. That sounds, as corny as that sounds, the truth. Be yourself. Do what you feel is best when it comes to your opinion. Always stick to the truth. Stand by the courage of your convictions. And, like, a lot of people don't do that. They're just trying to, okay, so look at a topic, and instead of talking about the obvious, how can I spin this to make people listen to me? Don't do that. Don't do that. Just do your best. What you want to focus on is being entertaining. Be entertaining. There's some people in this world can talk about water coming out of the spigot for 15 minutes and you're in. And there's some people that could try to talk to you about Galileo and his philosophies and, like, shut the fuck up. So, like, it's one of those things where you really gotta, if you're entertaining, you are. If you're not, you're not.
It takes me back to a quote Shannon Sharp said about Will Kane one time. Him and Skip were doing something, some kind of pod. Like, him and Skip were guests on some kind of podcast, and the host asked them who one person they have to tune out they can't stand. Shannon Sharp said Will Kane. He said that man could be telling me I won $10 million and I'll never be able to pick it up because I won't know.
Right.
Shannon is damn countryisms, yo.
Bro, Shannon Sharp's a fucking beast.
But Will Kane was obviously a way to shake up First Take because you had Stephen A, then you had Max, and then, okay, let me slide this conservative guy that's going to have a take that's going to be on par with the ideologies of America, but it's going to make black people have the side eye, like.
Right.
Well, it didn't. What part of the thing that didn't help him is that he was an idiot.
A lawyer, though.
I mean, just because you're a lawyer, all that means is that you pass the bar. Like, that doesn't mean that you're smart.
Facts.
No.
But,
like, that just means you pass the bar.
And quiet as kept, I didn't have issues with Will, but I knew why he was there, so that's why I didn't take him seriously.
He was their take on Fox News. He was a Fox News guy, like you said, get conservatives in. And, like, he actually, I think he's doing stuff for Fox News now.
No, he works for Fox News now. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a conservative.
They couldn't wait for him to.
If you haven't seen it, go find it on Twitter. You can see what they did a side by side of him on First Take and him on Fox News.
Yeah, I saw that.
They don't even look the same. Alan texted.
Clean shaven.
Yeah. Alan texted me a screenshot and was like, yo, how can somebody actually whitewash Will Kane?
You can't. But I wanted to get on another topic real quick for I don't know, Justin, me and Marcus have talked about it offline, but the Jamel Hill and Kerry Champion segment on Stick to Sports when they were interviewing Jason Paul about his knockout of Nate Robinson.
Oh, Jake Paul, yeah.
Jake Paul, I'm sorry. And Jamel Hill asked him, was it racist to knock Nate Robinson out? And they actually took turns asking it 4 times. and then people were defending it. Some people were defending it, saying it was obviously a joke, but it didn't land. And my thing has always been, if you have to explain a joke, it was a bad joke.
Oh
And
yeah.
Jake Paul, whatever the fuck his name is, he answered it with class, and he actually didn't take the low road. And you could tell that their wheels were spinning because they was like, maybe we could get him with this, but they didn't get him. And then it was so dead and awkward. It was weird. But my question is, that's the type of stuff in sports that I don't want to see anymore. That's just stupid. Coming from another black man, I'm like, first of all, you're two women who've been in this industry, got notoriety, has a huge platform, and that's what you come up with. It seems like every time I see that show on the timeline, it's because one of them has said something stupid to piss people off, and it's normally Jamel.
So it's funny that you brought this up. I actually just caught that clip earlier today, like like maybe like an hour before the show. Now, I never in a million years thought that I would be saying, "Hey, I actually agree with Jake Paul on something." However, here we are now. First off, I mean, now, so for everything that Jemele Hill has done over, I guess, what, the last year and a half, 2 years, however long it's been since she left ESPN, that question illegitimizes everything that she's said now over the last year and a half because she went like you said, if you have to explain a joke, and as someone who has to explain a lot of their jokes, I know, okay, they just don't work. Secondly, she can't start off with saying, well, this is a serious time right now, or forget exactly what, word for word what she said in the beginning of it to preface it, but then go on as to then act as if it was a joke. Because now you're talking out of both sides of your mouth, and I already not really a fan of her to start off with, like in the beginning. Even like while she was on ESPN covering sports, I thought she sucked then too. And I wouldn't have done it, and I don't know. But if I'm their producer, I wanted two things: either A, I did it and I screwed up, or B, they did it on their own, and I gotta curse them off afterwards.
I retweeted it. They're actually fanning it. Like, they put it in the tweet that Jemele Hill asked Nate Robinson, "Is it racist?" Like, they're.
Oh yeah, no, I think I saw the same. This was it actually the Vice TV account.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
right.
I saw the same. It's the same post I saw. Yeah.
Right. Now I'm trying to figure out, is Vice trying to be edgy? Because I know they do a lot of.
They
edgy
always
programs.
have. They always have been. They've always.
But they need to know. Like, Black Twitter don't play no games. Like.
Right.
Well, like I was reading through the comments, and one of the comments was like, if it was reversed and Nate would have knocked out Jake Paul and Nate was on the show, would they have asked him the same question?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
If they would have been like, knocking out a white person, did you feel like it was for the culture or some shit like that? Honestly, no. I'm not giving Jemele Hill the benefit of that. She probably would have asked that stupid shit. She probably.
I mean, actually, you're probably right. She's not the smartest one out there.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people go. I mean, you talk about the fight specifically. A lot of people going into that fight was not educated at all about what was going to happen. I knew Jake Paul was not going to knock that man out.
Yeah, yeah. If you looked at the backstory, you're absolutely right, Marcus. He should have. Yeah.
People were late to the Jake Paul has been training the fight party. I
think a lot of people confuse him with his brother, and that might be why.
Exactly. But the thing is that like he's been fighting for.
His brother is also a YouTuber, but his brother is significantly
Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
In February.
But I mean, Jake Paul is a significantly larger person than his brother. He works out and actually trains as a boxer,
He
and
takes this shit seriously.
yeah, he
takes this
wants
shit
to
very
become an
seriously.
amateur boxer. Like that's
Yeah,
what he wants to do.
He's not playing games with this. And I talked to a lot of my friends. Like I'm gonna put him out there. My guy Jervis Peterson, survived. We were on the phone talking, and he was like, "Oh, Nate's gonna knock this man out." I was like, "Bro, Jason put this man to sleep. He's gonna put him to sleep. You don't know."
What, he was minus 400?
Huh?
He's minus 400. Oh, they didn't even allow you to bet on the fights.
Right. So Nate listen, boxing is about two things. Boxing is about angles and balance. And Nate Robinson had neither.
Nate Robinson was out there fighting like he was waiting for someone to break it up in the recess yard.
Right. He ran full speed at Jake Paul and hoped that was gonna work. And honestly, I feel like I'm
surprised the fight lasted as long as it did, to be honest with you.
I agree with you, but
he could have put him down much sooner.
Well, I want to cry Mark chime on this because I'm sure he's gonna know. I feel like it's harder to fight somebody that doesn't know how to box or fight than it is we're not talking about a street fight. We're talking about an actual fight, like a boxing or MMA. I feel like it's harder to fight somebody that doesn't know what they're doing. And Nate Robinson had no idea what he was doing.
That brings me to, I'm glad you said that, Mark. That brings me to, you could be the most skilled fighter in the world. I swear to God, you cannot beat a female. Like, I've seen females, like, what you remember when you was growing up and females would do the windmill? Name somebody that has broken the barrier of the windmill. Nobody. You was like,
yeah, right.
Gotta go in.
Right.
So I do agree. Like, if somebody don't know how to fight, it's like you don't, because you're so technical. You're thinking through everything, and they're like.
So the fact that Jake Paul was still able to knock him out in a convincing fashion is impressive because he had to, Nate Robinson literally charged him full speed, and he still was able to sink back and get that. But Jamel Hill, when it comes to her, I think. The ultimate problem is that, she tried to be funny, it didn't land. But where she messed up is people took that seriously because of your activism over the past couple of years. You've been an activist for 3+ years. You can't it's dangerous to make a joke like that because people are going to take you seriously. I saw it, but there's a lot of people out there that's like, well, wait a minute. You're the same person that got suspended from ESPN talking about Trump. You said this, you said that. You've been on this platform, that platform.
Nazis, she compared Boston fans to Nazis.
Right. And I feel like with her, it was you and she, you never want to, when you're interviewing somebody, you don't want to make them uncomfortable on purpose. And I feel like she was trying to do that. And he was definitely, you look at his reaction. He handled it very well, by the way, but he was definitely
uncomfortable.
He definitely was uncomfortable with the whole situation. And it just wasn't funny. And she should know better, especially for what she's been doing for the past couple of years, why that joke wouldn't land.
But
the thing that really is I mean, yeah, everything you said, yes, I agree with. But I think the real nail, I know, I was laughing at that comment too. That was funny.
You heard me when I said, I was like, and she compared to Nazis. She compared to Boston fans to Nazis. I was like,
yeah, I mean,
yeah. I mean,
nuts.
Yeah, but the thing that really got me is when he was like, "That's a shitty question," and Carrie Champion is like, "Well, how is it a shitty question?"
It's such a waste. Such a waste. Well, no, she's not a waste because, like I told somebody, I'm sorry, Jay. I told her, I said,
good.
The dress need to get shorter and them legs need to get more shinier because it's not about to last. Because right now, I don't know what that show's about. What's the point of it? Like we was just talking about, put Mina Kimes or even hell, Malika Andrews, Christina Pink, MJ Acosta, another female. I knew from the moment they announced that show that it was going to be a fight to be who's best for the culture. That I just had a feeling it was going to be a sister girl. Yeah. We at the barbecue. We at the salon. We could talk shit. Blah 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 blah. And it's just landing so bad. It's so awkward, and I can't take it. Go ahead, Justin. I'm sorry.
No. I was pretty much like I expect those kind of things out of Jameel Hill. I don't expect those type of things out of Carrie Champion.
I do. She's just a sophisticated Jamel Hill. Like if you think about it, she'd be having the same ideologies. She'd be talking the same shit. It's just in a better looking package. Like
you know what?
real
Quick.
Hold on. Let me get this out before I forget. You know how it is. You have more tolerance for somebody that look good than somebody that's ugly. And I'm not saying Jamel's ugly, but you have more tolerance for somebody that's more attractive. Because what's the first thing that a woman will say to a man that's not attractive when they're done with him? Get your ugly ass out of here. See what I'm saying? But if you fine, you got a little more leeway because they're like, I don't know why I'm still with you. Yeah, you do. You know why you with him. But that's why Carrie, you're a little bit shocked that it came from Carrie. But she says the same exact shit, just in a different package. Go ahead, Marcus.
I mean, I'm just going to say quickly, it was with Jamel Hill, it was grimy how she did Michael Smith. Like, she ruined that man's career.
She's toxic.
Oh, yeah.
I
forgot all about that.
Bro, she fucked him up. Like, they had landed on Sports Center. They had a 6 o'clock show on Sports Center. You know how
they were prime time on Sports Center.
She fucked that whole bag up. Fucked the whole bag up.
Because why? You know what they were doing? They were saying Harlem Night quotes, Friday quotes at 6 o'clock. Do you know your demographic?
Right.
Do you know who you're? I'm not saying be a complete robot or be a sellout, but Stephen A. Smith, perfect example. Sometimes he teeters on the line, but know your audience. Know who you're talking to. You can't be saying you got my mouth all ready for some hash and it ain't no hash. White people like, what?
Yeah, what happened?
What? I knew. I was like, oh man, she hit that veer on him. She hit that veer.
Right.
But they didn't know. And 6 o'clock Sports Center, it's never been done. Anchored by 2 African Americans, and they blew it. But I was gonna say that if you heard the backstory between how she met Michael Smith, they were supposed to go on a date. Well, somebody was trying to set them up. And Michael Smith's excuse for not going on a date with Jamel Hill was he just started a new franchise in Madden. I kid you not. It's on YouTube. Look it up. He was like, I was supposed to go on a date, but he told me he started a new franchise in Madden, and we couldn't go out.
I respect it.
Shut up, Mark. That's what Alicia says about me all the time. God damn, he's good looking. I don't care what he's saying. I think that's the opposite. I may be wrong. Nah, my man Mark, he's one of the most solid dudes I know. And you know his show is sponsored. Like, RealTIme Prince Blue is sponsored by Karate Mark's Nipples.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I don't know.
That now. All right. But when he shows up, his nipples out, man. As always, like he wears these shirts that's like cut, and it's always like one nipple looking at
one
you.
One
nipple
is hanging out.
Do right. You better do right on this show.
I just keep remembering the time where he was on camera running in to buy beer in the store, and he didn't have a mask. He didn't have a mask on, so he put his shirt up over his face. He was going to rob the place.
That's the shit you get on real time.
I'm surprised with like the mask now being required. We haven't seen more robberies and shit. But
that's because you got to wait for hoodie season to kick in with the winter hardcore first.
Oh, yeah.
Hoodie season, okay, all right. I'm waiting for it.
I mean, come on, hoodies, masks. Are you kidding me?
Listen, it's a pandemic. You don't need a gun. Just threaten to sneeze on some damn body. Hey, man, get out of here. Get out. Take it. I don't want the money. Sneeze on your card and be like, here you go. They're like, no, you know what? Go ahead. You got it. You got it. Like, you know, when somebody asks for your food, you be like,
right.
And they're like, I'm good. I don't want none. Never mind. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yo, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question real quick. Because, like, we're all food people in this. We're all food people, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Look at me.
So I'm
Look
going to
at
see if
me.
I'm wrong on this. Do you get mad if your wife or significant other or girlfriend, whatever, if they take the first bite of your food?
Listen.
Yo, my queen is sat back and looked back and be like, yo, you talking about that though? Yo, so listen, let me tell you a story, bro.
You see me blinking, right?
Huh?
You see me
stressed
blinking
out.
fast. Like, I got twitch.
Yo, listen. Yo, we got these hoagies one night, right? And the way our house is set up,
it's a hoagie.
you can see the kitchen position where I can see what's going on in the kitchen. And I got this nice cheeseburger hoagie, bro. I look back. My queen took a big bite of the hoagie. And I freaked out. I was like, what are you doing? No, absolutely not. And she was confused. I was like, you can't take the first bite. You can have some, but I get the first bite. Now, let me ask you, am I wrong here? Am I being selfish?
No. And I'm gonna answer the question for Papa. What's wrong with a hoagie? It's nothing. You know what a hoagie is, right? Like
you got grinders.
You can tell when somebody bit into your hoagie. Like you're like, That's why I said there's nothing wrong with the hoagie. It's the fact it was a hoagie and she bit it. And you leave that indent in it. It's not like she got a scoop of your mac and cheese because it's not, it's not coordinated.
Oh, no.
It's mac and cheese all over the place.
No, you can't take the first bite of any food whatsoever. If it's my food, I get the first bite, no matter what. It's mine. Now, after I get satisfied with them bites, then it's like, babe, you want some of this? But not till I'm happy with my distribution. We can't know. I get the first bite.
She left the road. Hey man, how soft is your couch, Marcus?
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate you. I gotta have that first bite. That's mine.
I hope you got a posturepedic sofa. Justin.
I mean, I'm kind of with KM on this. I'll usually just offer my first bite because if you've ever seen the way that I eat, there will not be very much for you to try after the first few bites.
I can't believe how much you eat.
Like, it just...
That's why he naps so much.
Yeah. And you know what?
Listen, I hit KFC today. I got a 5-piece Nashville hot with a side of mac and cheese. I got back home and I was like, if I don't take a nap, there won't be a show tonight.
Like, I've never met somebody that hangs up with you to eat as much as just like, yo, I gotta go. I'm about to kill this pizza I just got. And I'm like, now me, like when I be hating on my friend, like one time I told my friend, I was like, yo, I'll call you back. I gotta tie my shoes. And he's like, all right, man, yeah, I got you. And then he called back. He was like, wait a minute, what the fuck? You didn't know you had to tie your shoe? I got him. I got him good. Call you back. I gotta tie my shoe. But Justin be like, yo, man, Blue, I just got this burger, man. I'm about to eat it. I'll hit you up later. Like, most sleeping and is eating and is napping and it.
Oh no, Marcus called me today and I was napping. He's like, yo, why does it sound like you're in a bunker? I was like, dude, I just woke up.
I forgot it was something that Justin was supposed to do with me, and it was kind of super important. And he legit fell asleep.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter how important it is. Like
he was like, "Oh man, my bad, I was asleep." And I know him, so I'm like, "No worries."
Yeah, no. If I lay down, it's a wrap. Like
So hold on, Justin, I want to make sure you're doing this right. Let's discuss napping rules.
Okay.
Napping has rules. I'm gonna see if I'm on the same page with napping rules. Number one, napping can't be planned. Napping needs to be spontaneous.
Yes.
Number two, napping cannot occur in a bed. It has to be on a couch or in a chair.
No, disagree.
I don't think you nap in a bed. I think it needs to be in a couch or a chair.
Listen. When you're when you have a memory foam mattress, you sleep in that any
you
opportunity
slept
you
in?
get. Oh
You
yeah,
slept
yeah,
in? Okay.
yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
throw
yeah.
something in there. A
Like
nap.
it's like a glove. Like my mattress isn't springy. I lay on it and it's like Justin, we're gonna make a glove around you again. Here you go.
Now I'm gonna ask y'all this. Now y'all know it's been a long rumor that when men, do they thing with their lady, we fall asleep.
Yeah.
I've heard allegedly. So that's
Allegedly.
a nap, right? If you take a nap after whatever, right?
Bro, that's some
Like
of the best sleep you can get.
let's say you do it on the floor and they leave you where you lie. It's happened.
Yo,
It's a nap.
listen.
It doesn't
One
have to be the
time, one
It doesn't have
time,
to
one time, I got really stoned. Came home. My dog was sleeping in my bed, so I slept in his bed.
What the fuck are you smoking?
I looked at him. I was like, "Yo, get up!" And he just looked at me. I was like, "You know what? It's not that big of a deal." I just
Yo,
laid
yo.
down in his bed.
Listen,
Okay.
Papa, this is real time with Prince Blue, yo. There's no such thing as TMI. There's no such thing as
Last
TMI.
napping rule: a nap must occur with a TV or a radio on.
Yeah.
For a
That's not
nap,
a
not
hard
sleeping.
rule.
For a nap,
That's not a hard
you
rule.
gotta
Because
have the
what if you
TV or
can't?
radio on, and because you gotta have it be spontaneous. Like some of my best naps was rest in peace Harry Callis on a Sunday afternoon. Me on the couch watching the Phillies, and Harry just slowly lulled me to sleep. It's
Well,
like I
see,
was
some
Now,
of us would use Harry Callis to put us to sleep.
I use Bob Ross.
Bob Ross, that guy.
He's that dude. Listen,
He's that
I
dude,
got a
bro.
Bob Ross board game, Bob Ross action figure, Bob Ross Funko Pop. That's my dude, yo.
Yo, who
That's my
takes a
dude.
mountain faster than Bob Ross? Bob Ross will
Nobody.
give you a mountain in 2 minutes. A
I can
whole mountain.
legit, I can legit shoot 30 people by mistake. And Bob Ross would say, there are no mistakes, just happy little accidents, Your Honor. And I would get off. That's my dude, man.
No lies
And,
detected.
and you know what? We're going to have to end on that one because it's getting pretty late. And I
Yeah.
know the wife is waiting for me to come downstairs. And I know the wife is waiting to make up Marques' couch for lying on her. So, gentlemen, 30 seconds. I guess, yeah, 30 seconds telling people where they can find you, what's going on, and what you got popping. Of what you can tell, at least.
Okay.
I start
So,
with Mark.
you can find me at Marcus be tweeting, although I don't tweet a lot.
Don't tweet. That's a lie.
Ever, yeah, he never.
Let me talk.
The only time the only time Marcus is tweeting is when he's responding to something I've tagged him in.
Yo, I feel like Skip Bayless right now. You said it was my turn. It's my turn.
You can yell and scream all you want, but you still lost. It's my turn.
Listen, the reason why I don't tweet a lot is because I'm sensitive, okay? When people don't like my stuff, I get sad. I say stuff, I'm like, this is pretty good. I feel like people like this stuff. And no
you
one
be
likes
looking
it.
for you be looking for the analytics.
Yeah, I feel like this.
This tweet
I feel
fire.
like-
This tweet fire.
Yeah.
No like. God damn it.
I feel like the sad kid at the lunch table by himself. Nobody wants me there. I'm sad. So that's why I don't do it much. So you can find me at Marcus B. Tweeting. But I'm working on a documentary to be out this year. 2021. You're gonna love. And TV project to be out either this year or next year. You're gonna love. That's all I'm gonna tell you about that. You said it was my turn.
Justin, go ahead, buddy.
Catch me on Twitter at Justin Emery Show. This week will be the last week for Just in Time because it's going to be shelved for another project that's going to be coming out early 2021. First time, long time. Got episodes rolling. Next up is Joe Giglio. He will be dropping on Tuesday. And thank you for tuning in to Real Time with Justin Emery. here to host the show for you guys.
And
Prince has left the show.
Marques Bradham, I'm here too.
Hanson need to follow me, Jiglio. That's
Uh,
the name.
The funny thing is that, so I mean, for everybody that catches the show, you know, we find out how people got to where they got in their career. When you talk to Joe about like not sports stuff, dude is surprisingly hilarious. Like when you get him talking about things that are not, like, we got him off the topic of sports. Like we didn't talk sports, basically anything. We got him out of there. Different person.
That's the fucking problem. That's the problem. That's who they're hiring. They figured they're not good on their merits alone to talk sports. So they're like, I'm just gonna say hot takey shit to mask that I really don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Thank you, Justin. But I will be looking forward to that episode.
Oh yeah, no, I said, and then we got it. We just dropped the episode with Danny Palmel's last week from NBC Philly.
Nice.
Just dropped that. Got him on there. He was talking about funny.
Black book, huh?
Yo, yeah, we're rolling. Season 2 just came out. We went on an unexpected season 1 hiatus, mainly because, like, I mean, you guys know how it is. You record, then you just need a little bit of a break. So that's what we did. We're back season 2 though. We're rolling. Gonna make some rounds around Philly, knock out a couple of the Philly people since we can get a hold of them a little bit easier versus everywhere else.
Hey, knock out Philly people.
Oh yeah, we can do that too. We're rolling around with RealTIme, right?
You listen. Let me stop.
Hey, you said it, not me. You said it, not me.
Hey, listen. I'm liable.
We almost went down a dark path there.
Yeah, you know, I pulled this out though. Hey, but y'all know where y'all can find me. Y'all can find me at Real Prince Blue on Twitter. At Real Prince Blue be tweeting on Twitter. At Real Prince Blue on Instagram.
Don't do that.
But
I'm sensitive.
Look out for Sunday. I have Brian Heffron, aka the Blue Meanie, former ECW WWE superstar, live. Yes, live.
Yes. Yo, you're gonna have fun with that.
So get me all your wrestling questions, shit you want to know. I'm gonna ask him about Bradshaw. I'm gonna ask him about the Undertaker in the locker room. I'm gonna ask him a whole bunch of, and also he's a Philly guy, and he loves Philly sports. He's a good dude. I reached out to him. He said, "Say no more." He follows me. He's a great follow. Good mind for the business. A funny dude. Has some interesting takes.
I'm excited.
Look forward to me doing some other shit. Pretty soon. I'm gonna announce it, or somebody else gonna announce it. I don't know. You know how white people do. But look out for that. Look out for that soon. You know. So but that's pretty much it, man. I appreciate everybody continuing to support me, man. And like I said, these two guys that's on with me right now doing big things. Y'all make sure y'all keep supporting them as well. This has been a great episode. I've had fun. Let's do this again. I was not kidding when I said this was going to be the NWO episode, because these three right here, this is something that just you got to be prepared for it. So thank you.
We should definitely do it again. We made maybe in the future we should probably do it every day or something.
Shit. What, between naps and Marques sleeping on the couch because he talk about his wife on live streams? I don't think so. But yeah, anything can happen. I mean,
you never know.
You never know. But we can I don't think nobody's ready for that. So
no.
I don't know. Yeah. But it's good to dream. But thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. I'll see y'all later. Peace. And one day I'm gonna get intro and outro music, but you know you gotta pay artists and shit. And I tried to get Drake, but he said no. He wanted like $200. Like, fuck you, Drake. Like, so I'm gonna get some local guy that's trying to make it. Maybe his name like Young Chains or like Young Asshole. I don't know. Whatever. But
SoundCloud rapper, right?
Yeah. Y'all be easy. I'm out. Peace out. Maybe I'll get Mike Missinelli's rapper. Who does his? Anyway. All right. I'll just do a track of giggles laughing in the background.
Oof.
All right. Y'all be good. I'm out.